What up guys, this is Upper Tofu. Here's the deck that I got to Diamond 1 with. I used pure CUBICS, and the purpose of this deck here is to basically kill them on turn 2, because we always go second, and as you notice, we have only one hand trap. We don't have any Max C, we don't have any Ash, we don't have any hand traps. The reason for that is because we have reasoning, and a lot of the times when I had hand traps, I would mill like a Max C and then special summon Max C, and that was like the worst reasoning I've ever done. So that's why I don't use hand traps. I do use going second cards like Forbidden Droplet, Lightning Storm, Feather Duster, Raigeki, Nibiru. And this whole deck is going second based. So yeah. Let's go over some of the cards that you might not know, like the Cubic cards. So first let's go over Vijam the Cubic Seed. We have 3 of these. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. And let's say you attack a monster or an opponent's monster attacks you. This card goes into the continuous spell and trap card zone, puts a cubic counter on the opponent's monster. And monsters with cubic counters negate their effects and they cannot attack. So they just shuts that monster down. And in the main phase, you can special summon this card back onto your field. So that's what that card does. This card is we use mostly for the 800 burn, because there is a turn 2 kill where you just use Duza, Crimson, and then you search for this Cubic King, burn for 800, and it does the entire 8000. And just goes on to your next game. But he sends a cubic card from your field to the grave, special summon him, and he burns for 800 basically. He does have another effect, but that effect we're not using in this particular deck. Duza is our main card. He is our Foolish Burial Goods of this deck, and we have also 3 Foolish Burial Goods as well. But initially, if he is normal or special summon, you can send a cubic card from your deck to the graveyard, and the cubic card we'll be sending is either our Karmas, Dharma, Unification, maybe Ascension sometimes, or Wave. Those are the targets that we have with Duza. You can also send cubic monsters as well, but we won't be using that as often. He does have an effect where if a monster was sent to your graveyard this turn while this card was face up on the field, you can have this card gain 200 attack for each monster with a different name. Not really relevant, but it does come up sometimes. Buster can deal the cubic behemoth. You have to send 3 cubic cards to the grave. He gains 3000 attack. He can attack 3 times. So he goes bam, 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 they die. Also, if he's sent to the graveyard in any way by your opponent's card effect, you can special summon up to 3 level 4 or lower cubic monsters, ignoring their summoning conditions. So then you can pop up with Duza again, sending more cards to the grave. You can do Vijam, and then you add a cubic card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And that card, you can re-add him to your hand. You can literally add any cubic card. So that's up to you. Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord. This card is our main monster that is all the damage. You summon him by revealing 3 cubic cards with different names from your hand, and he's special summoned. He's unaffected by monster effects whose original attack is 3000 or less, and note that it's original attack, so even if they gain over 3000, if their original attack is 3000 or less, he's unaffected. When this card destroys a monster by battle, you can attack again, and during your end phase, you burn each player for 3000 damage. So he is very powerful. He is the turn 2 monster that destroys your opponents. Biru, we all know our staples. Let's go over this cubic card here. Cubic Wave. So this card basically makes your monster double attack and halves your opponent's monster. So if it was used on Crimson Nova, you'd get 6000 attack, and if it was like, let's say, Barone de Fleur or something, then they'd become 1500 attack. You attack him, you do 45, you attack again, and they just die. So Cubic Wave really speeds up the game. Foolish Burial Goods just sends cards to the grave, draw 2, Lightning Storm, you guys know that. Cubic Karma has 3 effects. We only use 2 of them, mainly the graveyard effect. So its first effect is you can target a cubic monster you control except Vijam the Cubic Seed. Send any number of those seeds from your hand or deck to the grave, and that monster gains 800 attack for each. And its graveyard effect is you can banish this card from your grave and add a cubic monster from your deck to your hand, and this is not a once per turn, so you can use this multiple times per turn. And our next card is Cubic Dharma. So this card is also as good, not as good as the other one. You take no battle damage, attacks involving your cubic monsters, and you can use each of these effects once per turn. So you can send a cubic card from your hand to the grave and draw a card, or you can banish this card from your grave and target 1 cubic monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. And that's pretty straightforward. And we got Unification. So this is the Fusion Trap card. We won't be using it for the Fusion as often because the Fusion requirements are really strict. So we won't be using it for that, but its graveyard effect is if a cubic monster is destroyed by battle or leaves the field, you can banish this card from your grave and special summon a level 4 or lower cubic monster from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. and if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects this turn. So we'll usually be special summoning our Duza, activating his effect, sending a spell or trap to the grave, and then he's protected for that turn by battle or card effects. Next we got Ascension. So Ascension is a really good trap card. It forces your opponents to go run into a Vijam the Cubic Seed. When your opponent monster declares an attack, you can special summon a Cubic Seed from your deck, and if you do, change the attack target to it and perform damage calculation. They can't call back their attack, they can't do anything, they're forced to attack the Vijam the Cubic Seed. And if your opponent's life points are 2,000 higher than yours, you can banish this card from your grave, special summon a Cubic Seed from your hand or deck or graveyard. If only your opponent controlled the monster, you can special summon up to 2 more Vijam the Cubic Seed, and that's its graveyard effect, which is really good. So that is the rundown of CUBICS. You basically search a bunch of cards until you get to your cubic board and just attack, attack, attack. Your extra deck is basically irrelevant, but this card does come up barely, but it does come up sometimes. Let's just go over what this does. This card, you gotta fusion summon it. 3 Crimson Lords. That's the only way. But it cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. When this card declares an attack, half your opponent's life points. Bam! When this card destroys a monster by battle, you can make a second attack. You take effect damage, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took. 4,500 attack, 3,000 defense. Really powerful. Our most important card here is in our extra deck is Time Thief Redoer. You guys know what that does. You use the 2 Duzas to get that out. We have Phoenix and Cerberus. And I do recommend getting a Relinquished Anima. But other than that, this deck does not use its extra deck. And let's get into some of the games really quick. And yeah, let's take a look at how this plays. So what you usually want to do with this deck right here is you have 1 hand trap actually, but you always want to go second. And you just have your opponent set up their board. If they get a good draw, they set up a pretty decent board. If they don't, then you just win. But let's see what he's got so far. It's Tribrigade, so he's got Bear Brum. He's got the trap in his hand, and he's got a couple Tribrigade monsters. But all we do is wait and just punch in the face for 2 and burn, and they just die. So our hand is looking mighty strong. So we're gonna start milling with the Reasoning, and the main target we want to special summon is Duza. And if you have Reasoning, if it's turn 2 and they don't know that you're playing CUBICS, you want to use Reasoning first so they don't guess level 4. Because once you show a cubic card, they're just gonna guess level 4, and you can't really special summon him. So, but yeah, so it's get that, and then we special summon Crimson, and you see we have Karma and we have Cubic Wave. So that's gonna boost us up to 10,000 damage. Punch him in the face for 1, and he just died. If he has no response, he just dies. Bop. Dead. All right, let's get to the next game. Alright, game 2, boys. Look at our Lightning Storm. Perfectly about to Lightning Storm their back row right here with Pot of Extravagance, getting that +2. Lightning Storm, wipe that out. Special summon Crimson Nova, the Cubic Dark Lord. Normal summon Duza, sending Karma. Then use Foolish Burial Goods to send Unification for insurance. Use Karma to get our Cubic King in our hand to burn for the extra 800 for that OTK. So we attack, and then special summon, burn for 800, and then burn for 3,000. They die. Next game, please. Let's go. Next. This game was against a Sword Soul. I was spazzing out with this pause. I meant to press the speed up button. But yeah, our hand is kind of like a weird hand that we can't really do anything with. So yeah, this is turn 3. Our opponent did nothing turn 1, by the way. So this is turn 3 for him. So we both kind of bricked. So it's Sword Soul against CUBICS, and we both bricked in the beginning, basically. So I used Forbidden Droplet to stop his special summon of the Synchro Monster, because I don't want that happening. But unfortunately, he just had that. But he is going into Predaplant Anaconda Verte to get out DPE. Okay, that's fine. I do have another Pot of Extravagance. He pops my Twin Twister. And, okay. But I have Lightning Storm. I have Lightning Storm. He set 3 and I have Lightning Storm. Okay, so I use Pot of Extravagance first. So let's see what we can draw here. Pot. And we draw into... Yes, we draw Karma. And we destroy everything. We bait him. And he has nothing in hand. Maybe I could have used... Oh wait, I couldn't have used Cubic Dharma because of the Pot of Extravagance. So it wouldn't have let me draw. So I had to set him. And I know he would destroy that card, so we just take some damage. But now we can special summon Cubic Lord Crimson Nova right here. But we're going to play Reasoning. Okay, he ashes me, whatever. He ashes me, so we're going to use Karma. get Cube Crimson. He should have ashed this right here instead of Reasoning, but we're gonna reveal 3, special summon, use our wave to 6,000 attack. Okay, infinite impermanence, and then he pops me. So that's a really good play right there by him. Unification though gets out our Duza. So we get out Duza, we send Unification to the grave for protection, we attack, and we just end with the Dharma. I know he's gonna pop it, because why not? Like, they're gonna pop it no matter what, so... And I want him to pop it. Harpy's Feather Duster, that's fine. And we do have another Unification in grave, so we get to special summon another Duza. And we have a Dharma in grave, so that means we can get out Crimson Lord the next turn. Alright, so Karma... Let's see what we draw first. Ooh, we already draw Crimson Lord, so we use Dharma to get our another Crimson Lord, and then we use our... Okay, we just special summon right here. We also have Karma in the grave too. Attack. Attack again, and then... Yep. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and feel free to join the Discord link down below. We'll be happy to welcome you guys. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.